Greetings, people of the internet. It is I, that Canadian fangirl, with some exciting news for ya. To continue off with this glorious spooky month of October, well, not really spooky because we're talking about The Boys. And when I say The Boys, I'm talking about the Amazon Prime show that is a superhero prestige. It's kind of fits in spooky months. It's dark. Like, hey, Halloween night, you put on a season of The Boys. I mean, yeah, could work. Old Mandel is significantly creepy. Let's get into it. I didn't know what to expect with The Boys. But everyone was talking about the show when it first came out, so I gave it a shot. I like it. I think The Boys is immensely entertaining. I can't say fun because The Boys is not a fun show, but it is a very, very interesting take on superheroes in general, and I think that's why people gravitated so much to The Boys as much as they did. I mean, the show is it's dark at times, it gets violent, there's a lot of politics in it, which I'll get to with season 4. But I did the math. As of now, there are 4 seasons of The Boys. I'm gonna assume we're getting season 5 because season 4 ends on a freaking cliffhanger. I am shocked season 4 ended the way it did. I looked at it and it's like, oh, there's gotta be another season of The Boys coming because they were not ending on this note. There is no way they're ending on a note like this. So there are 32 episodes. Only 40 episodes if you count the spin-off Gen V, which you technically have to watch anyway because a lot of what makes Gen V plays into season 4 of The Boys. So if you didn't watch Gen V, there are plot points in season 4 that are probably going to be lost on you. So I'll briefly touch on Gen V. I have, for different reasons. I'm just going to break down the different seasons. Season 1 is really solid. Honestly, it's one of those. It's a great starter season. It sets up exactly what you would expect. The shock value of season 1 is probably at its strongest. And I think that's when it works the best because you're not. Because this is when you're like, oh shit, this is what the show's about. Well, like, episode 1 with the girlfriend's death is probably the most shocking, but it's like, it works better than that because it's the first episode, and that's the point when you realize, okay, this show is taking a really dark take on superheroes and basically making superheroes awful people, and the character dynamics are really fun. Huey is basically the audience stand-in for like a good chunk of season 1, and Huey's great. I mean, we all love Huey. We all love Jack. But I can't talk. Jack Quaid playing Huey. I think he's great he's great in everything in The Boys. Like, he's basically he is the audience stand-in, and so him interacting with Butcho, Frenchie, MM, and when they meet Kimiko, like, that's quote unquote heroes. Because let's be honest, there are no good people in The Boys. Huey is probably the closest to being a quote unquote good person, but it's like, let's be perfectly honest, the titular boys in The Boys are not good people. The only reason you root for them is because the Seven, the guy that fought, the superheroes are even worse. So it's like, well, you're either rooting for Butcher's team or you're rooting for Homelander and his team, and Homelander's a fucking psycho. So it's like, I mean, at that point, less of two evils, I'm rooting for the boys. Even though, unbelievably, Butcher is not a good dude. Let's be perfectly honest. He is immensely foul-mouthed, he is rude, he is so messed up, and for a good reason, and a lot of what they set up with Butcher's character, particularly in season 1, is really strong. Like, you know, his setup with, his beef with Vought, his beef with Homelander, you know, him recruiting, Huey, and him recruiting this team to basically take down Homelander and Vought, and they all have their own and it's all good. Particularly in season 1, you know, building up why Vought kind of sucks. Which then works when you get the stuff with Homelander, who is a great antagonist, villain, whatever you want to call him. Homelander is one of those guys that is such a good character. I feel bad for that actor because he plays Homelander so well that I don't know him. If I saw him in the street, I'd probably punch him. Like, I don't know. If I was just standing in public and the guy who plays Homelander walked up to me, I'd probably be like, Homelander! And then punch him. I really would. He played that part so well. And Homelander is such a hateable a-hole. But, and that's why, and particularly when you get to, like, the later seasons, I think a lot of stuff is really good. And okay, the rest of the Seven at OLED Vought are all varying degrees of, for lack of a better word, douchebaggery. Like, you instantly don't like A-Train because of what happened to Huey. And A-Train is probably A-Train is really complex. I like A-Train. The Deep is immensely hateable because of his first scene with Starlight and the sex offender, and him being a sex offender. It's like, no, the fact, like, the dude is a sexual deviant whose first thing is to sexually harass his female co-worker. And they get in trouble with trying to sex a bunch of sea animals, so he... But, by the way, mature content in this episode, and we are talking about the boys. Anyone under the age of 13, please don't listen to this episode. Like, Black Noir had a lot of good intrigue. I think I forgot about Chance of Living because he died so quick, but... Queen May's probably the only character you kinda have sympathy for, because she's kinda on the fence, but... And I like Queen May, I think she's an interesting character. And then, still that the audience still get for the hero side of things, because she's the new person coming into this team of freaking sociopaths. And her fresh eye take of, this is what superheroes really are. They, self-satisfying, you know, self-centered a-holes who think they're better than everyone else because they have these powers, which you think, with, again, is a really interesting concept for a darker take on superhero stories. What if superheroes, or like, particularly the DC universe, because they're clearly spoofing DC, the Seven are clearly supposed to be the Justice League. I mean, Homelander is clearly supposed to be Superman. And I mean, I know that's the point, is what if Superman was, what if with all his weird, I mean, that's the point with the Void, is what if, with all his powers, Superman was really dark, with, I know people are getting sick of because everyone wanted to go with the dark Superman, and I kinda wish I was born 10 years earlier so I can get some lighthearted Superman stuff, but whatever. Because I like the character of Superman. Merely, I've only ever seen Superman be dark. But I'm not gonna talk about the DCU. Fingers crossed that James Gunn Superman. That better be good. But yeah, it's great. And I like how Vought and then you have Vought as a company and this whole bureaucracy of suits who run everything tactically. We'll get to that stuff. Who, for lack of a better word, have this monopoly on superheroes, and they treat it less like people doing a good job and it's a business. And it's about fame and popularity, and these heroes, instead of saving people's lives, they film movies with. I love how it basically is a commentary on how big the superhero genre has become in recent years, because it's like everything about this world with all the superheroes. It's like, I mean, it's a good commentary. It's like it easily reflects how in real life we have this new obsession with superheroes, but it's fading, kinda. I mean, I'm talking about this episode when Joker 2 was flopping, so yeah, I guess it is fading. But yeah, season 1 was a great season. Season 2 is even better. The new characters in season 2 were great. I think we all agree Stormfront was a great addition with a great villain alongside Homelander. And can I talk about the World War II connection with Stormfront? She doesn't have to see the Nazi. Oof. It was like one of those things. It's like, all right, we want Nazis into this with. It's really with brings a lot of interesting commentary to the boy the universe that everyone loves her. It comes out that she's a Nazi, and then they hate her. Which has great ramifications for the next season, which we'll get to when I talk about season 3, but I don't know, a lot of the good elements that are in season 2 are great. I love the fact that it's revealed that superheroes are not born, they are literally made. Vought as a company created Compound V, injected into a bunch of babies to basically give these babies superpowers. And that's where superheroes come from. It's not the fact that they were born, it's the fact that people literally paid to have get a shot up into a kid. It's like, there are so many ramifications for that, and it's so interesting. And particularly, and then you get to season 3 with. I love the ramification that people are questioning Homelander because he was dating a Nazi. So, you suddenly have people questioning, Vought's ideals because of these whole Nazi. Which is immediately circumstance when people are cheering after he killed that dude at the end of season 3, which is interesting. Season 3 is definitely Homelander at his most unhinged. Because with the introduction of Soldier Boy and the reveal of who Soldier Boy is, suddenly a lot of what Homelander's issues come to light, and the dude is unstable AF. My god, it makes him interesting, but whatever. Meanwhile, with the boys, in season 3, you have the Temp V that Butcher is shooting himself up with, the temporarily gives him superpowers. Takes Huey down that path, and Temp V is so bad, it's literally killing Butcher, which has an ramification with season 4. Like, I don't know, again, there's some interesting stuff in the boys. Admittedly, I will say this: I think season 3 is the weakest season. This is my opinion. Season 3. After season 2, I was kind of like, oh yeah, more boys. Which I'm not saying season 3 was bad because there was good stuff in it, but the shocking death and all the violence in season 3, that's like, yeah, it's more that. I mean, the only thing I think we can all say to that is it unironically did the Ant-Man meme, the crawl, the butthole explode. Which I know we all joked about with Ant-Man Infinity War, but it's like, oh hey, the boys actually did a really dark version of that joke. And then, after season 3, we get Gen V, which I'll briefly talk about now because I'll talk about season 4 first. Yeah, so we just got season 4 this year. I mean, season 4 I think just came out, like, it was what? July? Oh, it was this summer, so it's only 2 months old. So, season 4 is still fresh in a lot of people's minds. Season 4 does a lot of good things that improve on what the problem with season 3. It's really tense. The stuff with Homelander is great. I was kind of trying to how political season 4 got with the fact that it was getting. I mean, the fact that there's an election year and the fact that there's an election year doesn't help this. Where it's like, okay, this is getting real. To be fair, I guess they all have an election in universe in the show, so there's a reason people fleeing right-wing loving bullshit in season 4, so it's like, it's getting a little too close, but it's like, well, season 2 had Nazis, so I can't say the boys going political is, them getting, like, I can't say that's a new thing for them, because it's like, again, Stormfront was a Nazi, it's not like they never touched politics in the boys. It was really appealing in season 4. And, yeah, considering the way this country is run, I get why they went for an us versus them thing with the fact that Homelander literally murdered a dude at the end of season 3, and you have a bunch of people being like, no, he's in the right, Homelander. It's like, did you see what he did? This is not a dude to be judging, you freaking a-holes. But we live in a society where people do that anyway. I'm looking in the actual politics. I am not talking about that shit. All I'm saying is an election in America, do the right thing. Not even for your own country, do it for Canada. My God, I do not want to see what's going to happen to Canada after November 4th. Oh, it's going to suck. But, I don't know. And it's still, but okay, politics aside, I think season 4 was really strong. I love what they do with Butcher in season 4. Like, Butcher has always probably been the most interesting character, particularly because once it's revealed what happened to his wife, and we see his wife die, and his connection to Ryan has always been really strong, particularly with Ryan's connection to Homelander. So, seeing a lot of stuff with Ryan in season 4 was actually really interesting as all hell. Well, we get to see him, not being fully on board with, Homelander's mentality, because Homelander is a freaking psycho. Like, my God, there's some tense scene with Homelander. With, to be fair, he's doing a lot of shit, but my God, it's a lot. But Butcher's also probably not a good place for Ryan either, so I don't know. It's handled well. I love the and the ending for that stuff is great. I don't know, the ending in particular is like really strong. And again, it ends on such a permanent cliffhanger where it's like, we are in a bad spot. This is a huge cliffhanger. This is gonna suck. There better be a season 5 confirmed. The Boys is a messy. Again, I would not call The Boys fun. It is not fun, but it is good. It also well acted with a great cast of characters. My God, the characters are interesting for the. Every single character is really interesting. They're played well, and they're also really complex. Definitely Homelander. Well, now Homelander has complexity. There's a little complexity of Homelander. So why he's as effed up as he is. Okay, great supporting cast. Everything a character and story that the Boys take is always so interesting. Although, I will say this. I got caught up on Gen V because someone said that you had to watch it, and they're all plot points because a big plot point in season 4 is the virus. And if you didn't watch Gen V, you wouldn't know that the virus was developed in Gen V, so you had to watch that. I am totally on board with more Gen V. Like, if Gen V gets a season 2, I'll be okay with that. Gen V, I think, is interesting in its own right to show a different aspect of this universe. It's this school that I'm gonna take a while again to say Vought funded, because everything in this world seems to have connections to Vought. Which I'm surprised people are okay with, considering it's supposed to take place after Homelander mugged the guy. But I like this younger cast of characters of these university students, these like 18-year-old students, discovering who they are in terms of these powers that most likely they got because of Vought. And these kids are interested in their own right. I think it's a lot. I don't know. I think it's more. I think Gen V seems like it had more, for lack of a better word, good characters, because they're not completely extreme. If that's a good way to make sense. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, I can't say these characters are moral. I don't know. No, I would say they're more. It's complicated. I'll say that. But I like them. I think they're a good cast of. I like them a lot. I like the story that it takes. I like the twist, how it shows exactly what the school was doing to these kids. These super, a bunch of people will get freed. They try to save a bunch of people from a massacre, and then our quote unquote heroes are the ones that get punished, and the people at top get praised by Vought. With this shows how effed up the system of this world really is. There's a lot to think about with the boys and Gen V. There's a lot to think about, and I really like it. And mix that with some really good action. Like, the superhero fights in the boys are well choreographed. There's some good fight scenes in this show that always end with some really good effects. Like, the goal effects in the boys are always impressive. Like, everything at times someone everything at times someone gets brutally murdered, it's always glorious to look at. Yeah, there are moments of levity, Like, comedy is really good. The casting is top notch. Like, every single character is played really well. And again, I generally like the dynamic of both the traditional boys of quote unquote heroes and Homelander's team. I think they're great in working the like double crosses and triple crosses and alliances and backstabs, and it's all just interesting and fun. And yeah, I'm really glad I checked out The Boys because I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to more of it. Like, I don't know, I am on The Boys train. It's like, this is probably like the show that Amazon is marketing right now. With, I think they need, because that's it's Prime Video. And yeah, if you have an Amazon Prime account, go watch The Boys. It's a bloody good time. And it's unbloody in way more words than one, because oh my god. Although I will say that I love in season 4 when they're clearly also parodying the MCU with the timeline of Watt's timeline. It's like, okay, that's a nice touch. Again, there's so many little details about superhero society that'll a great commentary for the real world obsession with the MCU, the DCU, in this really dark messed up package where it's like, and it just shows how much people love superheroes that they'll eat. I don't know, it's a lot to chew on. So yeah, thanks for tuning into this episode of The Boys plus Gen V. Again, it'll probably be a great little, this is probably a great watch for Halloween spooky month. Again, can't say it's eventually scaly, but it's like, if you just want something that basically give you goosebumps and get you excited this month, and you don't want to watch a horror movie, go watch The Boys. It's great. Thanks for joining me on Spooky Months. I say that like I'm streaming this. I'm not. It is October. Remember to like and follow all my shows. Like, follow, and subscribe to this podcast to help boost the algorithm so that Canadian Fangirl gets recommended to more people up on Spotify. No gatekeeping. We don't gatekeep this community. If you like something, you're a fan of it, don't let other people tell you otherwise. Something else. Oh yeah. Comments are listed in the description down below. Leave a comment if you're so inclined. It helps spread the love. And remember, when people ask, what fangirl do you listen to? It is That Canadian Fangirl. Which Canadian Fangirl? That Canadian Fangirl. Alright, later peoples.